Alright guys, welcome to the third part of your inequalities and equations retest. This would be the inequality word problems. Start with a real quick review. Let's look at this inequalities anchor chart. Greater than or more than is we use this symbol right here, right? And less than and fewer than, we use this symbol right here. You may notice I drew an L over here because a lot of times I use that L to help remember which one is my less than symbol. Also, remember it's like an alligator mouth. It eats the bigger number, points to the smaller number. These highlighted words right here were the words we noticed that you had the most trouble on and are always kind of the trickiest words to learn. So with greater than or equal to, things like at least, no less than, a minimum of. Those are all words that mean greater than or equal to. And then over here, the words like at most, no more than, a maximum of. Those are all words that mean less than or equal to. So for example here, there were more than 20 people at the game. Okay, so the number of the people at the game, we would choose a variable to represent that, and that was more than 20. Okay, if we put 20 on our number line, we would use an open circle here and an arrow to the right. Okay. Less than. Okay, less than 5 students retook the test. So the number of students is less than, I don't know the number, but it's, so I use X, 5. I'd say X is less than 5. On my number line, I would draw a 5, I'd put an open circle, and my arrow goes to the left. So when I'm translating these, my X really should come first. Right, here's one of the trickier ones. It is recommended you get at least 8 hours of sleep. So the amount of sleep you get is X, and that should be greater than or equal to 8. If I represent it on a number line, 8 is the number of hours of sleep I'm recommended. I fill that in, and I draw an arrow to the right, greater than or equal to 8. And finally, no more than 10 people can get together right now. So that is X is less than or equal to 10. Okay, if I put 10 here, I fill in my circle, and I draw an arrow to the left. All right, I'm going to go over the problems that were on your test and then have you do some problems as a retest. If you don't have a piece of paper in front of you right now, I want you to go ahead and grab one for the review. All right, so here's the first question you saw on your test with inequality word problems. Dr. Goodlow asked at least 20 kids a day to put away their phones. Dr. Goodlow asked at least 20 kids a day to put their phones away. So I want you to go ahead and think about how you would write this and write it on the paper that you have in front of you. Okay, so what we should have written is X is greater than or equal to 20. Okay, and now that you've written that, go ahead and draw a number line and go ahead and graph this inequality on your number line. So I should have put 20 on my number line, done a filled in circle, and the arrow goes to the right. All right, you'll see this question's also on your test. Mr. Geruso can do no more than 83 pull-ups. So again, without looking at your test, go ahead and see if you can write on that paper in front of you what you think the answer would be to this one. So we should have had X is less than or equal to 83. Did you get it? Go ahead and draw a number line on your paper and graph this inequality as well. So I'd go ahead and put 83 on my number line. I'd do a filled in circle, and my arrow would go this time to the left. Okay, you'll notice this question's also from your test. Miss Shabika rides her bike for no less than 10 miles every weekend. So just as the previous two questions, I want you to write this on your paper, what you think the answer is. So we should have gotten X is greater than or equal to 10. And again, draw your number line. Go ahead and graph what you think the answer should look like. So if I put 10 on my number line, I should have had a filled in circle at 10, and my arrow should go to the right. Again, it doesn't matter if you shade above the number line or on the actual number line for this. All right, now it's your turn to try. I'm going to give you 3 questions. You will have an opportunity to pick the right inequality for each question, followed by the correct graph for each question. So the first one, during distance learning, you should spend at most 30 minutes on a subject each day. This is actually a true statement. During distance learning, you should spend at most 30 minutes on a subject each day. So go ahead and pick the best inequality. And then you're going to go ahead and pick the best graph. All right, question 2. Your teachers are available no less than 2 hours each week to help you during office hours. Your teachers are available no less than 2 hours each week to help you during office hours. Go ahead and pick the inequality, and then you'll pick the graph. All right, and the final question, try to get at least 20 minutes of exercise every day. Try to get at least 20 minutes worth of exercise every day. All right, so these were kind of the tricky questions on our test. And this is the first one we had. You are purchasing Valentines to distribute on Valentine's Day. You buy a pack of blank cards, and candies cost 75 cents each. How many Valentines can you afford to make if you have up to $20 to spend? So there were some confusions on the wording of this question, so I want everyone to assume in order to make a Valentine, I need 1 blank card and 1 candy. Okay, so what are kind of the key parts here? Well, we have one pack of blank cards, which is $3. Okay, and then the other thing they told us is that we have candies, and they cost 75 cents each. That each word is really, really important. Okay, so how much do my Valentines cost? Okay, I had the $3. And then I don't know how many candies I bought, but I know every single one of them is 75 cents. So I can represent that by 75 or 0.75x. That's my cost. And my cost has to be less than or equal to $20 because I don't have more than $20 to spend. So I'm going to go ahead and erase this word cost just for a second. To solve this, I would start by subtracting 3 from both sides. Now I have 0.75. X is less than or equal to 17. And I'm going to divide by 0.75 on both sides. And I'll need my calculator. And so I have 17 divided by 0.75. I get X has to be less than or equal to 22.6 repeating. Okay, so the important thing with inequalities, what does this mean? Do I have enough stuff to make 23 Valentines? No, I'm really close, but I don't. So if X has to be less than or equal to 22.6 repeating, I can make no more than 22 Valentines. no more than 22 Valentines. So that's what's really important, is I wouldn't give someone a partial Valentine. And even though this would round up to 23, with inequalities, I have to pick a number that follows my solution. And my solution is any number less than or equal to 22.6 repeating. All right, here's our other story problem from the test. You made a New Year's resolution to start working out. On January 1st, you worked out for 12 minutes. Okay, that's important, a number, right? Each week your workout is 6 minutes longer than the previous week. If you want your workout to last no longer than an hour, so then kind of like no more than an hour, how many weeks do you need to continue to increase your workout time? Let's see what we got here. Okay, 12 minutes. I started with 12 minutes. That's my starting value. Each week, this is the thing that's happening. I'm increasing by 6 minutes. Okay, so after 1 week, I'm working out for 18 minutes. After 2 weeks, so at 0, I was 12 minutes. After 1 week, if I add 6, I got 18. After 2 weeks, I would add another 6, so I'd get 24. So you can kind of see the pattern there. That's my total workout time, and that has to be no less than or equal to 60. So again, I'm going to solve. I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. So I'd have 6x is less than or equal to 48. And then I'm going to divide by 6 on both sides. So x is less than or equal to 8. 8 what? Remember, this is the amount of time I increase my workout. So up to 8 weeks. Okay, so you want to think about what x represents when you're labeling. Right, you're doing a great job. You're almost done. I'm just going to give you 2 of those story problems to finish up your retest. So Keith has $500 in his savings account at the beginning of summer. Each week he works, he adds $80 to the account. If he wants to have at least $800 in the account by the end of the summer, how many weeks will he need to work? All right, and our last question. Yellow Cab Taxi charges $1.75 flat rate in addition to 65 cents per mile. Katie has no more than $10 to spend on a ride. All right, thank you so much for taking the time to complete this retest opportunity. Reach out to your teacher if you have any questions or concerns.